Bro, you got fans south side of Chicago, all of you guys. You know what I mean? Mrs. Doubtfire, all this. I mean,
man,
and you guys are like. Let me say this would be funny. Y'all like the White Wayne's brothers.
Hey, dude, that's a huge compliment,
I'll take that,
bro. That's a huge compliment, man.
That's you really think about it.
That's a huge.
I love Marlon, love Sean.
You're awesome,
and
bro.
it's the same thing. Like, you know, when I saw your brothers pop up, I'm like, yo, they look alike. This couldn't have been cast. Like, this is like, what is that? It's like, oh, that is his brother. You see the credits, and then, oh, his other brother. And it's like,
those boots.
Yeah.
He actually wore those. We just got back from Daytona, and he wore those boots on the trip, on the flight. And people were like walking down the aisle, like that were boarding, kept complimenting him on those boots.
I don't know why.
So you got to put a foot up here and show everybody.
They're like Chelsea's, but
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Put a foot up here and show everybody.
What am I doing?
Welcome to the Brotherly Love Pod, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Show them Friday. Show them your boots. Show them your boots.
Show them my boots.
Show them your boots. That sounds wild. Show them your boots, man. Woo.
See those? Look at
those. Those are some boots.
Toe at the man.
I don't know. People probably can only see the bottom, but maybe we'll get it.
Well, what do you mean? We'll get a shot.
We'll get an insert.
We'll get an insert. Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, we are so happy today to have a long-time friend of ours, Kel Mitchell, in the house.
What's up, buddy?
I'm happy to be here.
Dude, crazy.
Dude.
It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy.
It's been a long time, dude.
Minute, bro.
Wow.
Man.
People are talking, you know, I mean, it's the 90s are you know, ever so quickly evading into the very distant past, which is shocking that you're getting on. People are throwing around dates. You're going, oh,
what are you trying to do to us here, Joe?
I know, Joe. Way to start off.
Yeah,
Let's start to
that
sweat.
was 30 years ago.
Wow.
And you start going like, what? 30 years?
But here's
when you start thinking that 30 years ago from 1994, like, was 64. And that gap just seems massive. And if you think 1964 to 1994, like when people were talking about the John F. Kennedy assassination and stuff, like that's 63, 64, like people are going, that just seemed like a whole nother universe. And for that to be how far we are removed from 1994,
crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Crazy, right?
But we were kids.
We were. No, we
You know
were
what I
kids.
mean?
I know.
So we still young.
We are young.
We are.
I feel good. I feel
we
great.
were kids, thank
I
God.
know.
In fact, I'm getting in the best shape of my life now, and that's where we saw each other at Tony Hortons. I got to give a shout out.
That's crazy.
Tony's good people.
He's a good guy.
How'd you meet Tony?
Yeah, I did an interview with Tony.
Okay.
He brought me on his pod. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay.
And then he was like, "Yo, you want to work out?" I was, and we already worked out in the podcast, right? And then he was like, "You want to work out afterwards?" I'm like, "Let's get it, let's get it."
Wow.
And I thought everybody else was gonna work out. Everybody left, all the cameramen. It
was just you
and then it was just me.
Just you and me.
And then he was like, "Yeah, some of the guys come with me," and I'm like, "I don't know who's coming." And then all of a sudden, Andrew walks in, and I'm like, "Let's go,
dude!"
And I was like, "I know him.
That's a small world.
We go way back."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I kept coming, man. So
That is
cool.
awesome.
you know what I mean? Health is wealth. We love working out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so true, dude.
I mean,
Body is your temple.
He's amazing.
You got to
He's
make
good
sure
people,
you
man.
treat it
Guys
right.
in his
Yeah.
mid
Yeah, he's good.
60s can still do pretty much run circles around a lot of guys that are 30 years.
I mean,
talk.
I can't. I mean,
Come on.
he's still beating me.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
no,
me
he is
too.
amazing. He's a testament to just what you put in is what you get out.
Real
You know?
talk.
That's it.
Real
true,
talk.
man.
Come on,
Everything
man.
you do, everything you put into your body will eventually pay you wealth or you know, rob you of your future. I mean, that's really the way it works. You know, you're not going to
bro.
get away from it forever. You
Yeah.
see a lot of these things that people, you know, decisions you make, you know, back in your teens, and you see now, especially when guys get to our age, their bodies start to fall apart, and like, yeah, I don't understand what's going on as well. It's all, you know, collective. I mean, you know, you don't escape a lot of the decisions you make, good or bad. You know, unfortunately.
There's always consequences.
Always
You're right.
consequences.
Always consequences.
Right? No matter what.
No matter
Consequences for
what,
everything.
man. Stay healthy.
man.
Stay healthy,
But
y'all.
you're looking great.
Yeah, you look great,
man.
dude.
Thank you,
Looking
bro.
Looking good.
Wow, thank y'all, man.
Like
y'all
it.
too, man. Come on, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, it is important.
Yeah.
I think it is important.
Facts.
It is.
Facts.
It is.
And you guys are both dads now. How about
We
that?
daddies,
Both
man.
fathers and
Look at that.
How many kids you have?
Four.
I have
Yeah,
3.
4 all together.
Yep, I have 3 altogether.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love
18,
it, man.
14, and 20 months.
Get it.
Yes.
Come on.
Crazy,
20
right?
months.
How old? How old are you?
24, 22,
Wow.
4. He's turning 4, and then I have a 7-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just like I love it, man, and it keep you young, man. I
Yeah,
love-
for
I love
sure.
You
my
have a
babies.
24-year-old?
Yeah.
What? You had
Yeah,
kids?
yeah.
At what?
He's very young.
Wow, man.
wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, man.
I often think about, you know, I haven't had any kids, and
Okay.
I could totally have a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
And like how cool that would be to have, you know, like my boy or my girl like in their 20s. That would be so sick. But yeah, I missed that window. So I'm gonna be the old dad.
Well, we are bookending it because you did basically what I did. So essentially, like, we were young dads, and now we're gonna be older dads. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. I mean, by the time
that still look like young dads.
Absolutely,
exactly right.
Right. No, but
like a dad, always a dad.
Charlie,
right? The job of a parent never ends.
My oldest daughter, I have all girls. What is the makeup of you?
I have boy, girl, girl, boy.
Wow. I have all girls. So Charlie is 18. She's in college. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And Libby's a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And then Dylan is, still learning how to put sentences together. So
man.
It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I was in the younger end with Charlie. It was pretty cool. You know, it's pretty neat to like be around like other parents and stuff and feel like, whoa, you know, like I'm sort of on the younger end of things. And then with Libby, with Dylan, I'm definitely going to be on the older end of things. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. So, but it's all good.
It is good.
It's all good, man.
Come on, man.
We're all healthy, and I'm thankful for that. So,
real talk.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Blessed, for sure.
It's just, it's kind of amazing. You know, we just got back from Daytona, this 90s con thing this week.
Yeah.
You know, this
Couple
last
weeks ago.
weekend.
I did that. I done that before.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I did the first one.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
That was crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so interesting to see. You know, I was talking to, I forget what is that? What we're talking to Candace about this, or anyway, it's just amazing. We're very lucky to still be here. That is a big testament.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, there are so many people that like we've been around that either just got spun off into drugs or whatnot, or literally not even alive anymore. And it's just an honor to be still a part and still able to do this. It's pretty cool, man.
It really is amazing. Like the whole cast of Melrose Place was there, and Candace was there with the Full House cast. And the 90210 kept Brian Austin Green was there, who we've known for years, and it's really amazing to just the whole Seventh Heaven crew was there. I mean, it's wild, to see everybody there. It's just
it actually is really weird because I don't know, like I remembered all those people kind of as they were.
Yes.
And it's some you'd look different.
Some of them have massive beards. You look like woodsmen. You're like, wow, you look completely different.
Yeah,
David
Gallagher has this huge beard.
David Gallagher,
he's massive.
Oh, really? He was like the little kid.
Yeah. He played my little brother in the movie,
and I used to
my
have
little brother, and this guy with his big beard walks up to me, and I'm like, wow,
he looks like a lumberjack. It's like in the best sense, but he's like this. Hello, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're like,
he dies.
Wow, I haven't seen you in a long time, dude.
No, it is.
I love that.
It is amazing, and it's so amazing because that was like the last sort of like, and we were saying like the last sort of like analog, decade. It really was. And I feel like people still had to make like appointment television to tune in to watch our shows, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't download a 2-second clip or something go viral. If it went viral, it's because people were talking about it, and it took time for you to find out that something was popular. You didn't find out about that right away, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's why it was so meaningful, because it really was. You had to make a point to tune in to watch something. Yeah. You couldn't just passively watch it and go like, yeah, sure, I'll like it. Today I feel like likes and views and whether you have followers is like, you wonder, because some of these people of today have these massive numbers, like of followers, and you're going, but how many people like are following because like it comes across their feed and they follow it, or somebody tells them to follow it. But like, are they really, like, if you take the actual percentage of people that are super passionate about those people, or like really invest in
committed engagement,
their careers,
stuff that translates,
yes, and you really see the difference when you're at something like this, because these are thousands of people that show up because they come from all over the world. We had people flying from Australia just for the con.
The Netherlands.
It's beautiful.
And that is so it's so touching, and what a fun experience. I mean, to be able to interact with them and just talk, and you feel so much gratitude. It gives you validation, because you don't have a lot in this business. It's validation is very fleeting, as an actor, especially. It's like just comes and goes. So
1% actually gets validation from the business at large.
Sure.
Very few people get,
ever get validation. Sure.
Ever.
Even from that, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So
it's awesome, man. I love when I did 90s Con, I love like talking to the fans and hanging out with them, hearing their stories. Like the first time they, watched the show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And just
He's like, I grew up with you.
Yeah,
we were after dinner, like,
Yeah.
Like we had to eat our dinner, get our homework done before we could watch any of your shows or movies, right? I'm sure you've gotten that too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the difference, is that you couldn't just casually, passively view it. You had to literally make a point.
Fact.
And when you were watching that, one of your shows or the shows that we did, it's like nothing else mattered because that was what you were doing at that time. Whereas today, I mean, how many times, I'm even guilty of myself, you're watching a movie and it's like, you get an email, you get a text, and you're kind of like watching and you're scrolling and then somebody tells you, I mean, it's like you're barely.
It's double screens.
Yeah, you're barely doing anything.
It's so many platforms
by itself.
now.
Now.
Yeah, it's a lot of
so many things going on.
That's true.
Yeah.
So many platitudes in which to view things and consume things. And
how are you doing with that transition of this whole new world, man? When it comes to our business.
So I come from. This is my way of thinking about.
Okay.
okay.
Tell me.
Yeah. Because it's almost like. Because you have some actors like they'll get into like I'll explain it in a hip hop way. You know what I mean? Or in hip hop, you get the older hip hop, and they're just like, I hate this the way the young folks doing the thing, and I don't like the way they're doing the thing, and they putting out the music. I hate it. This isn't real hip hop. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the same thing. When we were coming up and we were doing music and we were sampling and doing those different things, and it's a way of like I want to learn it. I want to. Okay, if this is the new, if streaming is the new way of doing things, there's all these other platforms. Okay, how can I use that in a different way?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure,
and the creativity of it is fun for me. Do you know what I mean? The creativity is fun for me because what it does is it's a newer. It's a newer hustle. I don't want to say hustle, but I'm saying it's newer. You know what I mean? And it's like finding that new way to reach people and encourage them and enlighten them in a different way. You know what I mean? Because and the cool thing about us is that we already come in with a built-in audience. Already. Cool. Like, dude, I watched you when I was, a kid. Like you talking about the kids that came, I was coming to watch your show. Yes. Blossom. You know what I mean? Give me a break. You know what I mean? Dude, when you did, you were on Blossom, right? Yeah. And I remember your music video came on after the show.
That's right. That's right.
I dig that. You know what I mean? Because you were one of the people that showed me I love that I can do other things. Yes. And I think the Rat Pack did that a lot
absolutely,
and so that's what I dig. I was talking to Keke Palmer about that, and I was just like, invent yourself all the time. You know what I mean? Don't let people put you in a box. Like, you were on this show in the 90s, so you should do this. No. I'm going to do this too. I'm going to do this music. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put out this movie. I'm going to collaborate with these guys. And a lot of the new influencers and that are doing some amazing stuff on streaming online, I've collaborated with my production company and putting out different things and just learning from these new kids that are coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's a crazy game. And even hearing their thoughts on what's going on. It's deep too. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because some of them are now OGs.
Totally. The Vine, Vine's called what is, and then Vine, those are, man.
That's crazy. That is one of the good things I'll say of what's happened is that it has come full circle because even before our time, and it's funny because we hit this weird pocket, you're right, in the 80s and 90s where all of a sudden, if you were on TV, you couldn't do music. If you were television, you weren't movie material. Right. But every generation before us was able to do it all. Like Sinatra, Sammy Davis, talking about the Rat Pack in particular. Those guys made movies, did voiceovers, made music, were hosts.
Yep.
They literally, if you could
you were an entertainer,
you could do it.
And an artist, and it overflowed into all of entertainment. It wasn't just
whatever you could do.
Which is great.
You could do.
We're like that.
For some reason,
we
in the 80s and 90s, they were just pigeonholing everybody, right?
Man.
So if you were a kid star, you could never become an adult star.
Yeah.
If you were
a TV star, you weren't a movie star, and vice versa almost.
And
it was weird.
Yes, very weird.
Yeah.
However, it's broken back into now, like you said, you can do everything.
Proper entertainment is just received.
That's what it is.
You don't have to wait. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to wait.
And I think that's what's dope. You don't have to go in a room.
Totally.
And, I mean, of course, some things you do have to pitch to networks. But now it's like,
if you wanted to, if they say no, you could go, okay, I'm just going to go do it myself.
Honestly,
I have as much power on a laptop in a basement or a living room as they do in it's a whole different ballgame.
These things look like cannons now.
Dude, the tools are there for sure.
We made a record together. Remember that?
Oh, man.
Late 90s, early
Great. Tell us about this. What was it? Honestly, hold on. That record was so sick.
Blown away,
dude. It was so good.
So good.
You guys got to find that song and put it out there just for fun.
We need to do that.
Where's Kenny?
Kenny.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
We got to get that. We should put it out, and we should do something new.
Let's go.
We should work and do something new.
Dude, that would be so fun.
We actually, if we had this at our disposal then,
oh my gosh,
we would have self-promoted that and put that out.
Dude, that would have been...
Those were songs, dude. That
was a great record.
Dude, they were good.
It was good, man. It was really good. I'm not even like I'm biased anyway, but honestly, like totally, it was really. I remember
was great.
that transcended it for a long time
on
a CD in all of our cars.
Where you were like, I remember you were listening to it, and we were in the studio, dude. And you were like, "Yo, Kel, like, I want you to get on this."
I know.
And I was like, yo, I'm about to be on a record with Joey. So I went to the
crazy.
I was like, these bars got to be crazy. I was in the car like, okay,
dude, you were so
dude, that was good, dude.
You crushed
that.
It
was so good.
We had so much fun making that. We had so much fun.
I was
making
so
that
stoked about that,
bro.
dude.
You got fans south side of Chicago, all of you guys. You know what I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire, all the show. I mean,
man,
and you guys are like. We say this would be funny. Y'all like the White Wayans brothers.
Hey, dude, that's
dude, I love that. I'll take that,
bro. That's a huge compliment, man.
That's you really think about it.
That's a huge.
Wow. I love Marlon, love Sean, love you.
Awesome,
and
bro.
it's the same thing. Like when I saw your brothers pop up, I'm like, yo, they look alike. This couldn't have been cast. Like this. What is that? It's like, oh, that is his brother. You see the credits, and then his other brother.
You know what? I love that. I love that. We always root for families because
that's awesome.
That's what we did. You're so right about that. And we've crossed paths with him so many times. I mean, Damon directed me in a great pilot that I did, believe it or not, with Sofia Vergara for ABC. It was an amazing pilot. She basically was looking for a green card, okay? And we met in Vegas, and I was a really successful guy. And I thought that, sure, I'll marry you. And thinking like, great, I'll marry you for a green card, but she was so beautiful that I was like, I went back and told my friends, but she's beautiful, and honestly, man, I think we're actually going to be together. What she didn't tell me was that she moved here with her mother, her two sisters, her bird, and they all move into this beautiful apartment this bachelor has, right? And John Lovitz played the INS agent that showed up. Dude, it was amazing.
I want to see this.
It was called I Married Sophia. It was unbelievable.
It sounds great.
In a classic.
I never saw that.
Well, I know. Me either. Because in a classic, as you know, a president of ABC got fired, and when the new president took over,
it was collateral damage.
All the pilots. However, Damon crushed it. He directed the crap out of it. Don Rio wrote it and created it. Don Rio created Blossom. So it was, dude, this pilot was unbelievable.
Dude, that sounds
unbelievable.
Smash.
And anyway, they went on. So that
somebody leak it.
And she went on to do Modern Family like 2 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was amazing, and she was basically I Love Lucy. It was essentially I Love Lucy. That's what it was. Right. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it!" And it was great. And she showed up, and I was like, "And my mother, and my bird,
and John Lovitz, dude. Oh my
John Lovitz.
God.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
That's so good. Yeah,
great.
So like the antagonist.
Be around.
Yeah,
he was so good. We had the best. When you shoot a pilot, it takes like, 2 weeks? We had the best 2 weeks. She was fantastic. Sure. And it was such a great experience.
Darn.
But anyway, that was, You're
from Chicago?
Chi-Town.
Nice.
Southside. Dude. Let's go.
Dude, wait, so.
I think as everybody did in the 90s.
Dude,
the Bulls, dude. What?
Oh my God! We were just talking about this because we were talking about just arrogance with ownership sometimes, right?
Yep.
And I literally just said this in the car yesterday. We were on our way to the airport with a bunch of people, and I said, I think one of the most arrogant moments ever for upper management ownership is when the Bulls upper management told Phil Jackson that this was going to be his last year going into what definitely would have been possibly two more.
Yeah, I know, dude. They took the whole team apart.
They destroyed a legacy, have not won since. I mean, it's just
unbelievable
how you take Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson.
I don't know how.
Tell Phil Jackson, because we got to start mining younger. It's like, what?
Bro.
I don't know, dude.
What?
Yeah.
You're one of the greatest dynasties ever in sports, dude. And they cut it by at least a year.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So let me tell you something. Jordan was playing well enough with the Wizards.
I know.
That honestly, they might have won 2 more after 97, 98.
If they had gotten even just like a second tier good pick or a good trade, they would have definitely won another.
I think so.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
No,
because Jordan was so feared, which is what we were talking about. That's such a difference between LeBron and
LeBron's an amazing I mean,
no, I love LeBron. I always say
amazing.
LeBron is the most physically gifted athlete I think anyone's ever seen. Clearly, what he's doing at in his 40s is, or almost 40, is astounding. But but
something Jordan, man.
I think the difference was that Jordan was feared. LeBron was never feared. He was respected, but never feared. Jordan, like when you were one-on-one with Jordan, the best defenders in the league were like, oh shit. Like,
dude,
I'm dead.
That documentary,
I'm
still getting goosebumps right now. Dude, it was one of the greatest things. I
don't say the wrong thing to Jordan.
Ever.
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
I know the fact that everybody in the league like feared him. Dude. The look in that man's eyes.
Also, but he had it all. Because I was just saying yesterday. I remember as a kid, like, I would wait to watch his press conferences.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
He was literally like a model, and he'd show up in those suits.
Oh my
And he'd look
gosh.
at the double earrings, and he would sit there, and the way he would talk was so eloquent. And he would communicate, and he wasn't like, and nothing against LeBron, but LeBron sits back and he's got his thing, and you could tell he's tired. He didn't even want to be there. He's like, yeah, well, it's difficult, and he's not looking around.
Yeah, Joe's going in. What are you doing, Joe? What are you doing, man?
Shout out to Bron.
Yeah, I love Bron, bro. This is just Joe's thoughts, not mine.
You can tell that it's just a different time. Jordan, I love it, sat down. He sat there, both arms were on either side of the microphone.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't care. And he sat there, both sides of the microphone, and he barrel stared you in that lens, and he was talking. As I was like, my God,
the best.
Like I was sitting there going, like, this guy is so legit.
Yeah, I mean,
he's so
this is not wrong.
The shoes.
Yes,
you're not wrong.
God,
you're not wrong.
Kobe was that as well.
Of course.
Kobe tried to emulate that.
And
for
he
sure.
also wanted.
Yeah, me too, bro.
You
Me
could
too.
tell when
I
he was
know,
like,
man.
I want to take it. I'm going to take it from him.
Yeah.
And when Jordan was ready to give it, he was glad to receive it.
Yeah.
That was the last athlete, in my opinion, that wanted to take it. And I feel like that's why, the NBA is trying to figure itself out right now, because they got very lucky that it was basically like Magic and Bird, and then Jordan took it from them, and then Kobe took it from Jordan.
And then LeBron took it from Kobe.
Kind of, but he did, but he didn't really want it like Kobe wanted it. Kobe made it very well aware that, like, this is my league. And LeBron sort of like, he's been anointed as his league, but he never made it clear that he really wanted it. And that's why I think a lot of those times when even like his teams are down by 20, like he's cool to go to the bench and just sort of let the loss play out. I never felt that way with Jordan, and I never felt that way with Kobe. I feel like they were like, no, I'm going down with the ship. Or honestly, I think we're going to win this thing.
Well,
and that's a big difference
I mean,
for
even
me,
if you look at how many times, and again, LeBron's the best.
No, I love
he's awesome.
LeBron.
But if
He's
you look at how
great.
many times he's moved around compared to the guys that have really stuck with squads and have built the team up,
it's a different. It's just a different league.
It's evident that that's
you can move around now.
Yeah, you can. Everybody does. It's wild. It's like everybody moves. It's crazy. Yeah,
it's a different time. I love those original super teams, not because of of super talent coming together, but because of the teams.
Well, yeah, and
I love those dynasties because
they were like the Avengers.
Like
they really are. Rodman with the hair.
Dude, that was so.
I remember driving down the freeway and they had and they would switch his hair out when his hair changed.
I love playing.
It was dope. Just growing up in Chicago.
I'm sure, bro.
I can't imagine that.
Dude, we went to a game, right? We went to a game.
Oh my God!
And it was like we were in nosebleed sections, right? We took I was in Boy Scouts when they took the Boy Scout troop.
Oh my God!
I remember we yelled out, "Yo, Michael!" And he was like,
"No way, dude!"
And we were all like,
"I'm sure, dude.
We went crazy. We went crazy, man."
We went to the game. Okay, how about this? Where Michael had come back. Okay, and Magic came out of retirement. Remember when he got HIV and he came out of retirement for those few games, see if his body could handle it.
Yeah,
we were at the Forum when the Bulls were there playing Magic, and we were there courtside, dude. It was the coolest. I will never forget that
sporting moment ever. Yeah,
right?
By far. Seeing those two guys on the floor together was.
We had tickets to that game.
Yeah,
and we didn't know that was because it was like kind of give and take that season. If like Magic was going to play, if he wasn't going to play, he decided that was the game he was going to come back.
Yeah, we got so lucky.
Like, oh my God, he's going to play in the game. And we had been there. We were there to see Michael, and dude, to see them play,
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like that. That and Michael Jordan at Dodger. I'm sorry, Michael Jackson at Dodger Stadium.
Oh my God,
yeah. One of the greatest things ever.
The Thriller tour.
It was crazy,
dude.
I'll never see anything like that before.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we grew up in those eras because
man, what a time.
Bro. It was just it just seemed to me, and maybe it's because we're older, but it just seemed to me to be such a different level. Like like you think of somebody like, okay, like who's going to take the mantle from well, Michael Jackson? I mean, I don't know. I don't see anybody, you know. And he took it from James Brown. I mean, you know, like you could see the line of like
it wasn't just Michael. I mean, you had Michael, you had Prince, you had so many. You had such a plethora of artists.
That's the thing.
It was insane.
Like you try to look at the things today, and I'm going,
it was wild.
Who is that?
Yeah, and it was you didn't know everything about everybody, so that was the thing. That's why the fandom was so crazy. It was a lot of mystery. Because when someone came out of it, when you saw him, if you saw him at a store, you go crazy. If you saw him anywhere else, but you would, you know, and then you had to wait for the music video, like you were saying, and all these things. But now,
you also
on the phone,
you know what, bro?
For years,
for the
between records.
To that point, it's demand.
Yeah,
artists were able to build up a demand that now is not. It's been
different,
diluted. There you go.
You got to figure out different ways to promote.
To still have that. Yeah.
I mean, I forget who Michael told that to, but when Michael was talking,
which Michael
Jackson
was talking to some of the younger.
I was like, because we got Michael, MJ, which MJ?
Isn't it weird too? We had MJ and MJ. I mean, that is wild.
Quick shout out to Robin before we get too far away. I just got to say, I remember playing. I guess it was NBA Jam or whatever, and I was always the Bulls, and he would have a different color hair every game.
Love Robin,
and it was the coolest thing ever to like play that, and you'd always.
He came out and he had the Bulls logo on his head.
Oh yeah, the green hair with the polka dots.
No, it was epic.
They were.
I can't believe there hasn't been
a rock band.
Another worm like that. Like he was
All-Star game with Kobe and Michael.
Oh my god!
I was at that one.
Oh my gosh,
bananas!
Oh my god! That is,
they used to do the Kid Jam thing, like right before, and so Keenan and I got to host that. And I remember Kobe came out.
Really?
We were doing that.
Dude, that is,
and it was with Ahmad Rashad. And back in the day.
I used to love Hannah, Bob Costin, Ahmad, dude. That was
so we got all the All-Star games. Like we were like, it was so much fun. They need to bring the Kid Jam back. Like,
they really do.
That was like crazy.
No, they need to do that.
Yeah, bro. All the celebs would come.
Holy cow.
And yeah, Kobe like came on all that a lot. And so like, yeah, man.
That's so sick.
That was another thing about Kobe. He took that from Michael. He was so eloquent.
Yeah.
He spoke he's such a great guy. He spoke so well. He was so refined with his approach. And I feel like he also had a level of, he was just such a sophisticated human being. You know, you could always tell he was very cerebral about so many things, and I appreciated that. I think that was really something to look up to, you know?
Yeah.
Dude,
sometimes athletes get the rap that, you know, like they don't care about school, they don't care about education, they don't care about, but he was so well-read and so well-defined that he inspired me. Like, you listen to him talk, and you're like,
no,
God, dude. Like a teacher. You know, like you felt like he was speaking like knowledge, and he was a lot of the time.
Mamba mentality,
dude.
Getting up in the morning, looking at it,
dude. There's I really miss him.
There's
so
an
much.
interview. Yeah, there's an interview he gave about somebody asked him about his relationship with God, and he was talking about how, you know, he said this one line. I hope I get this right, but he was saying like, you know, well, you know, you'll know when the burden is too much for you to pick up, and he'll pick you up and the burden and carry you across the finish line, then you'll know. And the way he said it, dude,
you know.
I'm still getting chilled right now. Like he literally changed the course of my life with his words, not just the way he played, but with his words.
Yes.
Woo.
That's why
and he went through it, man, as everybody does. Look, we all go through it. I mean, life is decisions and consequences.
There's peaks and valleys.
I mean, that is, look, it is real, okay? And when you're a public figure, unfortunately, a lot of those things do play out, you know? And then there are narratives and there are things that are said and you know what? At the end of the day, man, you have to rely on your faith because you know the truth, you know your heart, and then you know when you made mistakes and you know the consequence you pay for those mistakes. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is about the journey. It's
nobody's position to judge it except
exactly. And at the end of the day, man, the journey is the journey. Right? And you do need him, and if you rely on him, he will get you through. He will, 100%. And I felt like Kobe found that with everything he went through in his life, because it was not, look, nobody gets through.
No, dude.
Nobody.
Dude.
I mean, we are not perfect.
No, you want to reach the top of the mountain.
Yes.
There's no way you're getting there unscathed.
Exactly.
Period.
No.
Zero way you're doing it.
And to walk with him, and that walk, whatever that is for each individual, when you find that place and you find him and you walk with him in the way you walk with him, man, that was beautiful. And to see Kobe get through his tough times and grow into that and become such an amazing father and leader, and you know, I mean, it was so inspirational, and I think that's what made that ending so just tragic because it was just like, what?
He has so much to do. He has
dude, he was just getting started.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, like his playing days, I felt
that was just
gave him the platform
to do what he really was going to
build his legacy, and
bro.
You know, it'll forever live on. But I mean, it was. I still can't.
Well, Vanessa and they're doing a good job.
Oh, they're doing a great job, and
they really
his
are,
girls
man.
are tremendous, and. But it just was, dude, it's so crazy, man. It is crazy.
I get choked up when I talk. I really do.
Me too. But seeing guys like you that have been around for so long, and you know, you go through your ups and downs, you go through ins and outs,
of course.
but you're
persevere,
such a good dude.
And you're such a good dude.
Like just to see it, it always makes me fills me with so much joy because like that's what it's about. It's just about the journey. It's a bumpy one, man. That's what it is. I don't know where we came from, or I hope I know where we're going, you know, but this part of it is, I think, the bumpy part. I think it's where we're learning stuff. And unfortunately, when you do what we do, a lot of that plays out in a public way, you know, but it is a bumpy journey. I mean, that's what it is, you know, and as long as you learn from that, man, I think like that's the blessing.
Well, for me, man, it's like, I want to live his purpose. Whatever God has for me.
Yes.
And his purpose. And that's why I go into it now where it's not the anxiety and the stress of this business. You know what I mean? I was put in it for a reason. You got to kind of look at it like that. And so when you meet people, it's about relationship and them having a relationship with him, with them seeing him in your heart and how you are as a person. You know what I mean? Because the other way, if it's all about you, you're going to go.
Oh yeah,
you're going to go nuts. It's going to go. It's going to get bananas.
I mean, unfortunately, we see it play out time and time again.
Yeah,
100%, dude.
Yeah, man. So when I walk on a set, you know, first pray over the set, and then my whole thing is like, okay, you put me here for a reason. Why am I here? Who do you need me to talk to? What's going on? And then it will happen. You know what I mean? Throughout the process, it's like, yo, someone need prayer. You know what I mean? Are you there to pray for them? Or here have conversations like, you know, you can never feel like, don't be upset about getting stopped. Or to help someone else out.
No fear. Huh?
You know what I mean?
No fear.
You know, stop to help someone out. You know what I mean? Because and tell them about how you got through with God's help.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's because
you get an opportunity to enlighten them, and then you meet people that enlighten you. You know, and that truly inspire you. You go, wow, man! Like I remember so many times, and it's happened to me where just out of nowhere, someone will just drop a story on me, and I'll be like, oh my God, I literally just went through that. He's like, well, let me tell you. I went through that, and this is how it turned out for me. So you're gonna be fine. And even just to know that somebody else went through it. You know, like how many times that happened where literally you've gone through something, and then he brings someone into your life that literally just went through it, and somehow randomly they share that with you, and you're like, that made me feel so much better. And that feels so much better.
That's the point.
Yes, it is.
That'll give you peace.
Yes,
when you're going through your circumstance.
And it does.
Because then you're like, because my thing is like, I was like, me and my wife, we talk about this. We're like, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me within this drought, this problem, whatever is going on, whatever, because there's a lot of ups and downs in life. So when a problem comes up or a circumstance that you're going through, then it's like, God, show me what this is going to be. Because when you get through this breakthrough, you're going to be able to help somebody else.
Absolutely.
And that went through what you went through. You know what I mean?
My whole body is tingling right now. It's weird. But yes, that is the key. And that always, even when you talk to like, I went through this period where I was talking to this sponsor about addiction and all these different things. And he kept hammering. He was like, the only thing that gets... Because he himself, too, was an addict. And that you see that with a lot of sponsors.
Disclaimer, though, it wasn't because you had an addiction or...
No, this wasn't about me. No, this was strictly about a circumstance that I was around or under. And
just to clarify.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me. But I would have no shame in talking about it if it was.
Sure.
Because I think some of the strongest people on this planet are the people that can pull themselves out of addiction.
100%, bro.
That is like major props.
Major props.
That is not easy.
For sure.
That is big time.
For sure.
But what he always said was, if the only thing that gets him through and that gets the people that he helps through is if that exact thing is if they gotta find some kind of spirituality and they gotta accept God in their lives, but two, helping other people.
That's it.
That is the drive. That becomes the purpose. And when that's the purpose, when it's not you and it's reflected on somebody that you're trying to help, you're filled with happiness and joy and peace and all these things you've been searching for your whole life.
That's so it's so interesting just because
wait, in order to find yourself, you have to lose yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
That is just that is
Yeah.
it right there.
Facts, bro.
So true.
100%, bro. 100%.
Relationship.
Yeah.
That's literally
100%.
what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I
is.
mean?
It
That's
is.
what it's about.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
bro.
What were you going to say, Andy?
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. It's
Forget?
bleeding me now.
No,
I know. It's okay.
That's
It's
the
okay.
worst.
I know.
It really
Come
is.
back.
It really is true though. No, it really is true. It really is true. And all right. So you know what we're gonna do is I'm gonna reach out to Ken. We got to get Ken. We're gonna get that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're
We'll
gonna
have to have like a follow up, like
You gotta,
like
you gotta throw it
catch
out
up
there.
to-
But we should do music. You guys should do music together.
Yeah,
we
let's
gotta
do
do music.
something, bro.
I all want to do
That'd
music
be fun,
together.
Dude,
man.
you know, we've released a couple of songs.
I play guitar. We got a full operating studio.
Oh, snap.
Everything
Yeah.
you need is
Okay.
here. Pro Tools, whatever you need.
Come on, man.
We
Let's
should do
get
it if you want to.
Let's get it.
You want to do
because
it?
you're
get
still
it.
making music.
I'm still making
Yeah,
music.
dude.
You got music coming out.
Yeah, I got
song
music.
came out. You have a song that came out.
It just came out.
Last song.
Yeah.
Just
Tell us
dropped
about
it,
the
man.
song. Tell us about the
Okay,
song.
so
What's it called?
the song is "Won't Get Blocked."
Won't get blocked.
Won't get blocked.
And "Won't Get Blocked" is about your blessings not getting blocked.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So it's for people that to let them know to stay in there, stay in the fight. You know,
Love
some
it,
people
man.
want to, you know, they're right at the edge of giving up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been there. I've been
dude.
I've been
Dude.
through suicidal thoughts,
Heck yeah, man.
attempts, all those different things. And to get through it all, you know what I mean? And to like what we were talking about, where to say like, hey, let me be transparent and really let you know that you're loved. I love you. I'm praying for you. You're my brother. You're my sister. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Heck yeah.
And it's really, it's saying like, look, it's no cap. Like I don't lie about my God. He's gonna make it, and He's gonna get you through what you're going through.
Yes.
He's gonna do it, and I'm gonna tell you how He did it for me. You know what I mean? So it's really just an encouraging song. You know, this is the third single. You know what I mean? Because I just been putting out music. I used to put out music back in the '90s. Me and you know, me and Immature had a song. And, all these different songs and records, and then you know I wasn't doing my music for a while.
No, you're really
Really,
good at it.
really
bro.
talented.
Yeah, man.
Thank you,
I remember
bro.
when we worked together like.
No, I know.
It's amazing
It was the
because
highlight for sure.
I always hear
just
people
being around Joe.
I always hear people, you know, like, look, I always say this, and you see it a lot now, especially because of social media. But like, the people that are at the top of the charts that are doing it are blessed, but they're not always the best people. I mean, you can find these people. You're like, oh my gosh, like this person.
Yeah,
how many?
dude.
You like what? I mean, there's so much talent out there. You know what I
bro.
mean?
Yeah.
But you are one of the guys that can do it.
I
It's not just
appreciate
because
it,
you
man.
love
I
it.
was-
You actually can do it.
Also,
That's different.
at that point too, I was.
I mean it.
I was like, I was
bro.
at the right age where you guys were. I was such a huge fan when I was flipping out that
Yeah,
you were
Andy
on
was.
it, and then that song was
That's
so
what's up,
good, dude. I was like, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, man. It's
so impactful, so good, dude.
So I'm glad you're doing music.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I still do it and you know
Release songs.
from time to time. We've done it.
Yeah.
Mess around and release
Yep,
stuff
we have
every
this
once in a
little group
while.
called Still 3, and we
and
released
how
Yeah, you know.
and how crazy has the music industry
Oh
changed?
man, no, that's
Oh, yeah.
all.
Now the record labels are like looking to how you can do it on socials. That they're pulling it all from there.
Well,
now.
it's all changed now because
Crazy, dude.
unfortunately for whatever it's worth, is that, you know, like you were saying, it used to be the music itself was the value. Like that was, and I mean value by like that was the monetization factor, the music itself. Today, because they're giving music away now, it's like, you know, you have Ed Sheeran releasing 47 songs a year because it's not, I mean, the music is fine, but it's about the catalog so they can tour.
Sure.
The only way that a lot of musicians make money anymore is selling their merchandising and touring because the music is basically given away, which is one of the sad things about it in a way because, you know, it does water down the potency of each individual song. Because, like, back in the day, you used to hang on every Michael song, every Prince
Like I
song.
said, there was a demand.
only 11 of them.
'Cause there was
you know,
a
and you get
you
those,
built
you get
up a
11
demand
songs. Think
for
about
it.
this.
Well, I loved
you get 11
History
songs.
because it was a double album.
Right. So good. Me too.
That was my record.
Well, you gotta hear about this.
I love now though too, where it's like I love that too, but then I also love that people could search.
Yeah.
You can literally search for a song in a genre that you want to hear like immediately. You don't have to wait for it.
Dude,
You know what I mean? So
true.
you like, I need a song to get me through this breakup, or I need a song to encourage me before I go into this job interview. And you can type it in and all this stuff will come up. You know what I mean? So it's an incredible thing for that too, and for artists to be able to go, I could create, and I'm gonna put it up at when I want to put it.
For sure. And I really appreciate it because I tried for a long time to get a deal, and I got close, but I never could. I never could get a record out. So it allowed me to have. It's
always the gatekeepers.
Yeah, like I had some killer producers too, Glenn Ballard and all these guys working with me, but it just never. I could never get anything released. I could never get a label to just pick me up and sign off. So for me, at least it's an outlet that at least I can just release something. Like that's nice as an artist to know that people,
you can just get it out there.
Yeah, you can just put something out there
and inspire someone and like with when I did Bless Mode, that was my other single. Bless Mode was based on my devotional book that I put out because I was just like I went through a lot of things in my life and within this career. And people would ask like, well, how did you, what did you do in the morning? What do you do in that? Right. And I was just like, okay, well, I pray, work out, and all these different like stories that I had. And I was like, everyone was like, do a memoir. I was like, nah, I ain't ready to do a memoir yet. I was like, I'm still learning. I'm learning. I'm still, there's like a thing.
I feel like the memoir's like, see you.
Yeah. It's so many things. So I was like, I want to do a devotional because they could wake up in the morning, you know what I mean, say a prayer, have a Bible verse, hear a short story about my life, and then I wanted a call to action for something for them to do, like forgive someone or do burpees or all these different things. And as I was writing it, bro, it was so deep because it was just like, okay, Lord, do I put this in there? Do I put that in there? And I wrote it during the pandemic, and I had wrote it during that time. And it was really deep, like the things that we were going through, writing this process. Yeah. And it was so beautiful to like see it done, the book done. And then people hitting me up online because I had a hashtag to put #Bless Mode. If you read it at the end of it. And it was beautiful that the people actually doing, awesome. Everything that's in the book. So cool. I was just like, how can I want to put a song with this book because, it was something that I was doing with like working out. And so we did the like Bless Mode song that went along with it. Right. And it was like a workout motivational song to go along with the book. And I even put a book trailer with it. And I put anime with the book because I love anime, and I was like, I mixed like Christianity with anime, and it was just like awesome, bro.
That's
so
great,
it's like,
so
bro.
Cool,
I love to see you on fire like this. This is awesome, man. It's inspiring to me too. And in fact, I want to get that because to be honest, that's what I'm currently struggling with. Is every night I go to sleep. Okay, tomorrow morning I want to start my day with a prayer, a stretch, something, and then I get up and something else happens, and I'm like, so this is like the perfect thing for me. So you're helping me right now.
I got you. I'm sending the book here.
Please, please.
Dude,
really. That would really help me right now because I really want to streamline in my life like that.
I feel like life is constantly.
That's the journey I'm in right now.
Well, and honestly, Matt, I don't think you're alone because I think
for sure, bro.
I think life is a constant recalibration. It really is. I find myself, just like you, putting myself back into that right spot every single day.
You got to.
Life pushes you, and it's all about, wait a minute, center it, hold on. Be that old expression, like be where your feet are, right? Like be in that moment. You can't precog the future, right? You can't change the past. So you have to focus on where your feet are right now. Take a deep breath and just be where your feet are. Yeah. And that's something that my therapist actually taught me about because I was always so worried, right? And I was always I would lament about things that I couldn't change, or I'd worry about things that I didn't know were going to happen yet. And they say the body and the brain, it doesn't know any different. So if you worry about something,
you take yourself down, bro.
It affects your body.
You'll take yourself down, dude.
The same way as if it actually
it'll manifest in a crazy way.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. It's bad.
It's the thing.
That's happened to me in life.
Yeah, bro. Do something twice that may actually not ever happen. They also say statistically that it's always 50 to 60% worse what you think is going to happen than what actually happens. It actually doesn't even happen. Yeah. And yet you've precogged this incredible, horrible fate.
You can't spin.
Think about this. If life was like a 100-yard dash, right? And your morning is that fire when you got to get off the line, right?
Yeah.
So if you push the snooze button, oh man, go to social media. Oh, I feel so bad. You think your day is you're gonna win that race the end of the day? No.
Hop out of bed.
And accumulatively, you start putting days together that turn into months and turn into years. And sure enough, you look back and you're like, what did I do?
Exactly.
What did I do with all that time?
Right.
And all,
that's right.
So that's.
So I constantly, and there's two expressions: be where your feet are, and not today. Not right now. Don't do that. Nope. And I constantly say, when I start to worry or get anxious, because man, we got kids and responsibilities, and as you said, careers have been up, careers have been down. People people don't quite realize, you know, they see the successes, and a lot of people, you know, walk around and they flaunt the success that they've had, you know, whether it's through material goods or whatever. But it's such a misnomer and such a it really is a mirage of actually how this thing works. You know, is that you can be successful, but there are times, especially in our industry, where the drought is extensive, and it is so stark compared to the successes. You don't have a
it's feast or famine.
It is. It really is. It's not like a regular job where like you're salaried and you know what you're going to make every week and you can sort of budget that out. You can make a good check and then literally go months with nothing. And when we say nothing, literally nothing. Not like nothing, you know, comparatively. No, literally nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing.
And that's very scary. And budgeting that with children, having that kind of responsibility. You had kids young, not you know, younger than I did, but I still had kids young.
Yeah.
It's an amazing amount of responsibility in this kind of industry. Yeah. And that puts a lot of pressure on you. And as you get older, you start to see like, oh my gosh, like, I got to get things together. I got to like, you know, and it's hard to do it.
Yeah.
So that to me is not today. I'm not going to worry. I just got to focus.
It's hard unless, you know, you have that.
That's it.
Yeah, you find your strength in that.
Strength in that. If you waver from that, I don't know how people do it.
I don't either.
And this, bro.
I don't.
This right here.
Yeah, man.
Because it's just like I had to stop engaging in like certain conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it just felt like it was all negative. And
oh my gosh.
And everybody's focusing on the problem instead of the solution.
Yes.
And the thing about it is, and I'm a hypothetical person, you know, at times where I'll go overboard, and that's where that anxiousness comes in.
That's it.
And so I heard a pastor say, he created a word called hope-othetical. Hope-othetical, where he said his wife's hope-othetical, and I was like, yo, that's my wife too, because it's like I'll go, well, what if we do this and we do this thing and we do this thing, then this is gonna happen, and then this can happen and this can happen, because I'm thinking of hypothetically like all these things, right? And you tell yourself, oh, I'm just working it out. I'm just talking it out.
Right.
That's the thing you tell you so you can just keep. But no, you're actually worrying about it.
Yes, you
and then my wife's like,
sure.
well, what if this works out? What if it's good? What if this happens? If you go into it like, and that's where the hope-othetical happened, which is not a real word, but it's like it's saying
I love that.
It's giving you that hope. And I think this. So we were talking about this the other day.
That's great, dude.
She was like, "Kill day by day."
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, day by day. So day by day, your daily bread. Day by day. He doesn't say day by day. I'm gonna give it to you week by week. Month by month.
Right.
All this, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you worried about something way in the future?
That's
like,
it.
what if I do this thing and then the kids are going to think, and then this is like when they're 19 and 20, and then this, and it's like, no, day by day, bro. Like, be in the presence of God now. What can you do today? Be happy about today. Keep your joy no matter what in the day.
In the day.
And planning it like you were saying.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing too. Don't turn that phone on. Don't do all that stuff. I literally go and meditate. I say Jesus in therapy. That's me all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, so real talk, bro, because it's like you got to do it. Because within this business, of course you think about the hypotheticals. Because it's like you film something,
it's all
you put it out.
Sure.
You want to see if it's going to work out. You're always thinking about the future. Like what's going to happen? What's going to...
Our whole structure is set up with the hypothetical. Even if you go in for a meeting or a self-tape or a read, it's all about, well, I'll do this and then I'll wait to see
maybe
what they
this
say.
will happen and this could happen.
A hypothetical environment,
Bro.
literally for you to fail. That's what this industry actually is.
But when you strip it, boy, when you strip it,
I
was
take
telling
the power
actor that the other
back.
day.
You're going to bring that to me. The right one's coming.
Bro,
it's going to be mine.
To the room.
That's it.
When you go in the audition room, like I had a buddy who was like, I hate auditioning. And going all the time, and it can get crazy because you're auditioning and you're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it too. You know. And
but
here's the thing:
it doesn't come your way.
But when you say, I am clocking in, I'm going to work.
That's
Dude.
it.
I heard actors say that. He was like, you're going into work. You're playing the character that you want to play within this audition.
Totally, dude.
And then then you guys know, when you produce and you write, you understand.
It expands,
when I started to expand your brain where it goes like, oh, well, they already know.
Yeah.
They know what they're looking for, and they know. And so my main thing when I'm going into it, I'm like, I'm going to have this casting director see me do this.
Yeah,
totally.
So you're looking at it in a different light. You know what I mean? So even if you don't pick me, and that totally happened to me, where it's just like, oh, they called, well, we weren't thinking for this role, but there's something else we got. You know what I mean? Like way down the line.
That's a great way. That's an eloquent way to put it. Whenever people ask me for advice, I say you got to just find your own validation, especially in the audition process. Like just do it for you. Figure out like the character that you want to be, the moments you want to nail. Go in there and knock it down, and then whatever that result is, be happy of the result. Don't expect 3 seconds. Don't like be present.
Well,
stay
it's not
present.
about them validating you.
Let it go.
It's not about them validating
you anymore. It's it's just that's what it is.
It's not about them actually. It's about your journey. It's the one God has you.
It's self-validation.
So that's really
self-love for sure is like a big thing. You know,
it really is. Be in that moment. Be where your feet are. It's the same thing. It's that moment right here.
Exactly.
The big shift mentally for me, the thing that really got me over that, because man, I had spent most of my career in that space where it was the you know, oh my gosh, I hate these, this and that. I felt like I was trying to get a job from these people because I needed it, you know, and that's the wrong place to be. But the thing that got me is, you know, I mean, when you look in the Bible and it says, act as if it is already there. It's already happened. That shit was shifting my mind, was like, oh my gosh, I don't need any of this validation. It's already within me. These moments are for me, and now I get such joy out of auditions. Like now it's like I get to play for a few minutes. Thank you. You know, like this is it's been a total shift. It couldn't be the complete opposite of what it used to be for me. That was a major shift. I absolutely I love that so much. Man.
Yeah, bro. Love and even with the because you guys do these, so you'll get exactly what I'm saying. Okay, like the Comic-Cons.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So you'll have actors, and it can, it's a good thing, but then it can also be a negative pool.
100%.
Of just like,
dude,
I gotta do this thing. I gotta do this. And it's just like, and I got to a point where I just was like, oh, I don't want to do the Comic-Cons. I don't want to do the Comic-Cons because I know, like, when I go and do these events, and then the people are upset, and then it's like the amount of people that come, and then this way, and then if you know what I mean, and you get there, but then I had a shift where I was just like, okay, bring joy within there, bro. You know what I mean? So if you see me, when you see me at these, you'll see me with a Bluetooth like boombox.
I play music all the time.
I play music all the time.
I'm playing like Christian hip hop, and I'm jamming. I love this. And I'm up and I stand the whole time. And everybody's like,
I never sit down, bro. Yes, everybody's like, we're dancing. We're having a good time, bro. You got to. My mom always says, choose positivity, choose joy. You have to choose it. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
And I just remembered what I was going to say. But it's kind of a two-part thing. One thing is that I'm really lucky because we always. Same sort of thing, and I get it. I get the journey, and I get maybe different people have different perspectives and different feelings, but we're so lucky because we get to go together that it's always fun. We're always having such a good time. You know what I mean?
Because that negativity that you're speaking of,
which is there,
we are together.
So we just start like having fun. We start dancing.
What happened this time at this
get a dinner, have a meal, break some bread, and have a wonderful time. You know what I mean? It's like
we went out to dinner every night. I was playing. We were blasting music. Our booths are right next to each other. So they were on either side of me. So
we're like throwing stuff at each other.
But here's what was so cool is that this time, which added another layer, is that you're right. Like, you know, you can see the pain in some of the people's faces, and I understand it because you know it could be considered like, oh man, I had this big thing and a big career, and now I'm at Comic-Cons, or I don't know what that means, but you could feel it. You could feel that could be where you could go mentally, where you don't feel fulfilled, or you feel like something
or
is
less
right,
than, or something.
Even though it's a blessing, right? This
it's
means
a total blessing.
So much to people that they would drive or travel thousands of miles
to
see
you, and to show appreciation.
So we had, believe it or not, we are working on a new TV show together, and it's this kind of Curb Your Enthusiasm thing, right? Really cool. And our whole crew is there, so we were surrounded by our crew, and they were filming. Okay,
I love that.
I was goofing off.
That added an addition. Everybody was looking at us for the first time, like, what's because
why are they having
so happy?
What
is going on with these guys? We were having stares. And there were many days people were like, you know, like we were so. Not only are we insulated by each other, but we were actually filming, and it's a scripted show, so we had moments and bits and scenes, and we're doing our thing. And inside of doing our thing, and we were so insulated.
It was so fun.
It was
actually
point,
a really
like
blast,
we had,
man.
It was the greatest weekend. It was the greatest days.
You create the atmosphere.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes,
you have to do that, and it's even like because when I'm going, I'm there, and then there's other actors there. But what I saw happen within the joy, what always happens every time I do it. Then the person standing next to me, they'd be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? And it
spreads, bro.
And now it's like
that light spreads.
It's the whistle while you work type of thing. And then it's the joy. The joy that you're just having with it all, and it's just like, and you help somebody else within it. You know what I mean? And meet a friend within it. Relationships.
To your point, that exactly happened. And everybody started the weekend off by going like, "What the heck's going on?"
And by the end of it, everyone's having fun.
We had all of our friends, Tone and Jaleel, and everybody was in it. They wanted to be a part of our vibe.
Yes, the whole world had flipped. It'd gone from like us always kind of being in a corner and
introverted,
to everybody came together. It
was really fun.
They wanted to be on the show, because we have the ability to be very nimble like that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
They all did cameos. They were part of it.
Let's go.
And they had no idea what was going on. It was just joy. Like they didn't really know what we were doing. I mean, they did because we told them, but then it was just actual joy.
Yeah, it was fun.
It actually was rolling out, and it was really fun. It was really fun.
Sweet.
One of the things I was going to say that these conventions and meeting people and getting to talk to people really positively affected me me, I didn't, you know, for a long time, I didn't really have a lot of respect for the projects that I've been in. I don't know why, but I still don't. I mean, really, I feel like the best is yet to come. But I really just didn't consider them quality at all. Yeah. But then after, you know, interacting and talking to people and realizing how many people out there actually enjoyed them, I took a step back and actually like then rewatched them with a little bit of a different perspective and a whole lot more joy. Yeah. And I realized, my gosh, I'm so fortunate and so blessed, and I really appreciate all of those jobs and all those opportunities, and I just appreciate the opportunity to bring other people joy. I mean, heck, like even this, I got like a thermos here from my Shmee, like my dog Shmee. Like people even
brought us that.
They love my dog, and like that to me makes me so happy that like people, you know, get joy.
You gotta travel. You know what I mean? And go see. You gotta get out of this space and just get out of space. Like when you're feeling in that way, and just kind of go travel and see things. Like we're starting to, I'm starting a foundation. For kids that are like in the inner city, and just letting them see other things. You know what I mean? Seeing things and just open their mind and expand. Right. You know, where they go like, oh, I didn't even know about that job. Oh, I didn't know I can do that, you know? And the same thing with actors is like, okay, if you're in this cocoon sometimes or in Hollywood and everything's going crazy and all these different things, but how can you really hear clearly? You know what I mean? You want to hear clearly if you're always just having anxiety about everything. And it's just like, that's why that faith is so important. But then also, let's go move around and go really talk to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you start hearing these stories and how they felt about your project and why they felt about your project or what they're doing or what they got going on. You know, because sometimes it's just they might be having something they're working on. Yeah. I've had producers like that were in the line. And I was just like,
that's crazy.
I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, I work for Universal. Whatever. And my kid's here, and he wants to, you know what I mean? Because you just never know, and
that's so true.
You know what I mean? You just never know, and you're just like, oh, okay. And having those, it's like, be, you know, inviting and kind. You know what I'm saying? You
if
know,
you're
like,
open, you receive, you know what I mean? Love and
you take that exact example
in everything. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Take that example. You got this guy in this line with this kid. Now, if you had been in a different space, that would have been a whole different. And who knows what you would have lost or wouldn't have come your way if you weren't spreading that joy and having that happiness. You know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know all the opportunities you're probably missing for your own self, because you're in your own cocoon and you're in this own bubble of negativity.
Yeah, when focusing on negativity will take you from opportunities that God has for you.
Exactly.
When you're like, just like, and you're in that state of like, I'm just, man, I can't stand this, and you're focusing on this one thing, and it's like, yo, right here, it's a plethora of things that can go on, but I just need you to focus on me. And that's literally the thing that he's doing throughout our life and throughout our journey. Is like, focus on, I need you, because he views us from eternity.
Heck yeah.
So if he views you from eternity, he's already seen the wins, the breakthroughs, the things that
crazy.
you're going to go through.
Oh my gosh,
he knows.
Crazy.
So it's like, why don't you go to him every morning and be like, yo, let's get it together. What's up? What I need to do?
I know, man. I know. It's so true.
Yeah. Kindness is so easy. I feel like it takes so much more effort to be negative, to be mean, to be unkind.
It's true.
Kindness is such an easy choice.
It's true.
Bro. I don't understand why it doesn't come more naturally to some people. It's amazing because kindness it's so easy.
I have a lot of compassion.
You have to work so hard to be mean. Like it takes a lot of effort. You got to dig deep. You know, but kindness, I don't know. It's
you know
what's
so
the
sad
to be
part?
Gracious to people. I think it really is.
But you know what's the sad part, and this really gets me, is that those people are actually just starved for love.
They want a lot of.
They really starve for it so badly.
Yeah. It's the hurt people hurt people.
Yes,
that's really what it is.
That's the real. I got a lot of compassion for people like that.
Me too.
And I didn't used to be that way, but now I'm like, damn, man. There is another side to this life out there for you, where if you could just get over this and put your faith in him. Oh my gosh, man!
It's the healed people heal people.
That's it, dude.
So when you start doing that, because when you were there, you get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I went through it. You know, when you go through it, I went through it. I was there. I was like that. Just like you said, I was too. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But then when you decide to shift it, and it's just like, oh, okay. He feels that way. He can keep his joy. He can do this.
That's it.
You went through what? And you're still happy? You got a smile on your face? And I dig that. I love that. Because it's like, when people come up like, I heard what's going on in the news. I saw this. I know what's going on with you, Kel. But then but he's smiling.
Yeah.
How are you smiling?
It's real strength.
Him and his wife are having a great time.
That is supernatural strength.
Yeah.
Supernatural
and
strength.
I want to meet you in person because then like just if you see us on social media and we're just as real as it gets. This is what you're going to see.
Instagram is reality.
And I feel like a lot of times, because sometimes people on Instagram, they'll fake and be something else that they're not.
Instagram versus reality.
You know what I mean? And even in celebrity, is that to turn it on.
I do know.
You know, where they're turning on and they're being somebody totally different.
Oh,
and all that different stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna be myself.
You've always been that way. Every time. I mean, you've always been. You see what you get, man. It's really authentic, and
it takes some time.
I've always seen that. I've always seen that. Yeah,
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah,
I feel like that. That's a testament to you. There are a couple of handfuls of people that really are just genuine. That's who they are. Like what you see is what you get. There is no other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that we're perfect. I mean, we make
no
mistakes.
One's perfect.
But you are who you are. Like what you are here is what you are at home. Is what you are.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's we've really held each other accountable to always be that way.
That's dope.
There is no other side. This is what it is.
We're very lucky.
But that's what
very
it is.
blessed.
Dope,
very
bro.
blessed.
That's what it is.
Sure. Man, I love
we've been very lucky to,
Brotherly
there it is.
Love.
That's the part.
Yes, it's the love, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Love conquers all,
It's
man.
true, man. It's so true. Dude, I want to hear your song.
Let's play this before
And
we get out of here
where
today.
do people find your
It's
song?
everywhere. It's gonna be on
Nice.
iTunes, all over the place.
Okay.
Spotify.
All
I'm
right.
excited
All right.
about it. Hey, who's that?
Hey! You should see it now. You should
Look
see it
at
now.
that guy.
Looking about like 28
That
years old,
guy.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
That
dude.
guy.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right.
All right, we're gonna play a song here.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't get blocked, right?
Let's go. You want me to turn it all the way up?
Yeah, turn it up.
Won't get blocked.
I already like it.
Yeah. Can't stop me. Let's go. Kill. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Boss out of town, but they sent me an invite. Look at me now. I'm righteous to feel right. Dead by the reason they spotlight. Dead by the reason they spotlight. But this light he gave me, straight bright for eternity. I can see so clearly, like Mike and that Billie Jean. Light up my pathway, or ride to the party. Want your lights on that driveway. When I pull up, they know me. When I pull up, they know me. I did not stall, I did not pause. I've evolved.
I did not beg, I did not crawl. I've evolved.
That's right.
I stay committed.
While others they quit it.
I said let's get it.
Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Spirit on display. Trust me, now we straight. Ay, ay. Spirit on display. This is why we pray. Ay, ay. Hater, you so fake. See your corny ways. Ay, ay. That's that Frito-Lay. That's that Frito-Lay. I'm the lay. Spirit on display. Trust me, now we straight. Ay, ay. Spirit on display. This is why we pray. Ay, ay. Hater, you so fake. See your corny ways. Ay, ay. That's that Frito-Lay. That's that Frito-Lay. I'm the lay. I did not stall. I did not pause. I've evolved.
I did not beg, I did not crawl. I've evolved.
I did it.
I stay committed.
While others they quit it.
I said let's get it.
Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Persevere when life get hard. Us just won't get blind. Ooh, you see, I wasn't capping. My God made it happen. Spirit on display. Trust me, now we straight. Ay, ay. Spirit on display. This is why we pray. Ay, ay. Hater, you so fake. See your corny ways. Ay, ay. That's that Frito-Lay. That's that Frito-Lay. I'm the lay.
Everybody,
I am buying that.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I am
supporting
supporting that now. Won't get blocked. Available everywhere.
Thank you.
Keep an eye here out, man. More to come. More to come. We got to do some music together. We got to do some stuff together, man. We got to collaborate.
I've been wanting to do when I had this record. I was just like, I got to do like a remix with guitars.
Oh, dude.
Yes, well, it's already there. I like guitars and just make it a little more louder.
You can be your slash.
I can noodle a little bit. I noodle. I can play.
You know what I mean? Because the drums are already
there. Oh, dude. Yeah, I would. Dude, let's go.
We can remix that thing.
Let's go, bro. Anytime.
We'll do it.
Anytime. Yeah, I
We'll do it. We'll
to.
throw some like Bee Gees on there for you.
Let's go, man.
Goddamn.
Hey.
Dude,
Let's go.
Wow, man.
Let's go,
All right,
man.
let's go. Whenever you want, man.
yeah.
I'm here.
Guys.
Everybody, go check that song out. Thank you so much for being here today.
Check the record out.
God bless you. We will see you next week.
Yes.
Right here on the Brotherly Love Podcast.
Thank you,
Kel.
Kel.
Thank you,
Kel, man.
Really,
bro.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bro.
Wow. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? The
Lawrence brothers are here.
Thank you so much for enjoying this week's episode of the Brotherly Love Pod.
And if you want more of this show, check out our premium feed on Supercast.
That's right, where you'll see ad-free episodes, monthly AMAs, behind-the-scene content, and so much more.
That's brotherlylove.supercast.com to join.
Check out our link tree and subscribe on all platforms.
We'll see you all
Next week!